Welcome to the CCCAA Super Regionals here on SportsNetUSA.net. I'm Mark Pavlovich along with Corey Neyland and Ed Ford. We're happy to bring you the second game of this three-game series. It's a possible three-game series, Corey Neyland. If Bakersfield wins today, the next game will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon here on SportsNetUSA.net. But yesterday, it was all Cypress. They had offense. Davalos pitched great from the circle yesterday, held Bakersfield to only one run. And now Fahey's back in the circle today, Corey. She needs to have something. Yesterday, somebody who averages almost 9 strikeouts a game only had 2, and she gave up 9 hits and 6 runs. She's got to be more dominant if Bakersfield wants to win this first game.
The player who was 18th in the state in strikeouts this season needs to get it going, at least 10 here for a chance to win. As Cypress got on early, got on often, and scored 6 runs in that 6-1 victory yesterday.
Cypress is the visiting team. So to start out, it's going to be Sydney McCallum that's going to start it off for Cypress. Corey Neyland's Player of the Year. Fahey's looking to find some rhythm that she didn't have yesterday. McCallum turns on that one quickly. Strike 2.
And you look at McCallum, who was the OEC Player of the Year. We had her as co-Players of the Year with Riley Snipe from Santiago Canyon. 5 home runs on the season.
Next pitch, a little high and outside.
And guys, you're looking at one of the best Cypress College softball players that's ever been, and you can take a look at our offensive categories as the game goes on.
Deep drive to left field. It's going to go to the base of the wall, so she turns. Corey Neyland talks about her, and Corey, she starts this game off with a double.
That's what she can do, and speaking of doubles, she now moves into second place, or third place alone all time with her 34th career double.
So Laufo now comes up as McCallum standing at second, and this is, Ed, this is the way it started yesterday for Cypress. It's just continuing here on SportsNetUSA.net.
Yeah, and that ball was more smartly hit than most of the Charger hits yesterday.
So McCallum on second to start the game. Laufo comes, squares, takes a strike. Corey will set the defense for the Bakersfield Renegades when he gets an opportunity.
And Laufo was another all-OEC performer, as you have Fahey in the circle. Erica Chavez, her battery mate.
Next pitch, turned on, just foul.
McKenna Valencia at first base, Ashley Hernandez at second. Third base is Yesenia Saldana. Shortstop is Jordan Jimenez. In left field, Alexis Solis. Center field, Monica Alvarez. And Morelli Mendoza in right field.
McCallum over at second. Lead-off double to start this game. If Cypress wins, we're done for the day. That one taken back up the middle. Look, McCallum back. Throw over to first just in time. So a really nice play by Jimenez over at short. Looks the runner back and gets Laufo at first. So Gabby Munoz will come up now. Lefty coming into the game.
Sonora High School, Mark, 4-year varsity.
Takes the first pitch just off the edge of the plate. Fahey wasn't getting the corners yesterday, which is what she was looking for. McCallum at second to start this game off. Next pitch, same spot, same call. 2-0's the count. Bakersfield plays even at third and first, about halfway at second and short. Lazy fly ball out to Alvarez. She backs up, gets underneath it. Here comes McCallum. She's on her way to third. She's going to get there standing up. So Brad Pickler ran his team yesterday, and once again, Corey, what he did yesterday is he ran them and challenged the defense of Bakersfield. He just did it then with McCallum and got her at third base.
And Ross, who had a couple hits yesterday.
Ross stung the softball yesterday. Takes that one at the knees for a strike. Fahey trying to get out of this inning unscathed. Next one, right out the end. It's going to be a tough little play over at first. Throw over there just in time. So Fahey gets herself out of it. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. As we head to the bottom of the first, Cypress 0, Bakersfield coming up to bat. So we look at Bakersfield, who yesterday had problems. They're going to start it off with Jimenez, Hernandez, and Valencia as the first three, followed by Chavez and then Fahey up there. Defensively, Corey, well, Haley Hoffman is now in the circle today for Brad Pickler and his team. Hoffman, who really, you know, a lot of people thought she should have pitched more this year. Heard earlier that a little velocity off the ball, but we'll see what she can do against this very strong Bakersfield team.
11-1 on the season, 6 complete games and 75 innings pitched. She had 21 strikeouts to 7 walks and a 1.77 earned run average.
Might as well set that Cypress College defense also, Corey, while we're sitting here waiting for the offense.
Okay. Haley Hoffman, who won game 2 last week in the regionals as they beat Southwestern. In that game, they won 8-2. Catcher is Kelly Ross. At first base, Gabby Munoz. On the right side, Jesse Gomez at second. On that left side at third, Destiny Lucero. Sydney McCallum at shortstop. In the outfield, left to right, will be Vanessa Ayala, Tiana Harris, who had 3 hits yesterday, and Kiani Puloa.
So Cypress gets 1 hit, but no runs to start this off. Hoffman comes in. Lucera creeps in at third base. Jimenez flares it over by first. Layout flat. Well, that's how you start the game off, as Gabby Munoz lays out at first base to get the first out.
Now batting second base, number 1, Ashley Hernandez.
So Ashley Hernandez comes up. 1 pitch, 1 out for Bakersfield. Hoffman brings it home. Right down the middle for a strike. I like her in the circle for this Cypress team.
Yeah, another dimension. If she can get that velocity back to where it was, she's a strikeout pitcher with a lot of heat.
Hoffman winds, brings it home. That one just a little high. It's going to even the count at 1-1.
And if she gets back to where she used to be, it might make her a better pitcher not having that velocity because now she's finding her spots, her quadrants, and make her a more crafty pitcher.
Next pitch is swung through. 1-2's the count. Lucero about 8 feet in front of third. Munoz even at the bag at first. McCallum in a couple strides at short. Hoffman, 1-2 count. That one weakly waved at. So Hoffman's got it dealing right now for Cypress here in the first.
And that's a tough pitch for anybody to hit on that outside part of the plate. Not on the corner, a couple inches off. You're fooled.
So McKenna Valencia comes in. Hoffman goes on the outside, doesn't get the call. It's going to be 1-0.
And when you look at Bakersfield College in the softball, you think they've won 1 championship. And I was looking at the records, and they haven't won 1 championship yet.
1-0 pitch. High strike on the outside part of the plate, 1-1.
And the Renegades have a rich softball tradition. That's very surprising.
So a 1-1 count. That one just off the plate on the outside. So you get the high strike on the outside. You don't get the medium range strike, and you don't get the low strike on the outside. 2-1's the count on those 3 pitches. Hoffman staying on the outside. Again, flared out towards right field. Taken out of the air right there by Gomez. So Hoffman gets out of the first inning relatively easily. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1 complete inning to play. We're knotted up at 0. It's Bakersfield 0, Cypress College 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regionals on Sportsnet USA.net. Ed, yesterday we watched this game, and really Fahey didn't have anything working for her in the circle. And it was like Cypress sort of owned her as this game went on.
They did get better, and they started hitting the ball more, but there were also some Bakersfield, I'd say defensive miscues. Not right out errors, but just they are a better fielding team and a better thinking defensively team, and they just didn't, on a couple plays they just didn't perform, and it got them in some trouble.
Yeah,
You can't give a team like Cypress that kind of edge. I mean, you were talking about, you and Corey are kind of bantering back and forth and sort of arguing about the elite teams. And yeah, when you get to the super regionals, those are the elite teams in California Community College softball.
Yeah, and Corey, when you talk about the elite teams, you can't give anybody 4 outs or 5 outs in an inning if you plan on winning a super regional.
Nope.
Ayala will start things off here for Cypress. Takes that first pitch for a strike. So Bakersfield, if they win, will have another game today. If Cypress comes away with a victory, they will move on to the Elite 8. Next pitch, outside. Brad Pickler had his team running yesterday against this Bakersfield team. One pitch. That one easily hit over to Hernandez, flips over to first in time for the out.
And I wanted to ask both of you guys, what do you think of this new setup?
With the way that the super regional and everything, I sort of like it myself. I know, Ed, you've been around for softball. Do you like the new setup?
Yeah, they're actually just kind of going back to the way it used to be with 8 teams in the state playoffs. And for a lot of teams, it's going to be very helpful.
Lucero comes up. Playing third base for the Chargers. Fouls it off. 0-2's the count.
I think last year and in other years, you had a lot of good teams, and then they get to the super regional. You've got to figure out how you're going to perform against 3 other teams, and plus, you might say, oh, gee, we're stuck here in, against Mount Sac.
0-2. Skied. Easy little pop-up catch taken there by McKenna Valencia. Sort of staggered at the end. Looked like a high sky ball, huh, Corey?
Because it wasn't that easy, Mark. The wind caught it at its apex and moved it up just a little bit. That's where the stumble comes from.
So once again, Fahey looking for a strikeout. Hasn't got it as Harris comes up. Tiana Harris batting .319 this season. Flares one, and it's an easy 1-2-3 as Hernandez comes over and takes it out of the air. So that time for Fahey, well, it looked traditionally like the way she's been pitching all season. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as we quickly move to the bottom of the second. It's Cypress 0, Bakersfield 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regionals on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey, you sit there and you look at this Bakersfield team. You said you were a little surprised because they're so rich in the history of softball that they haven't won anything. But if you look at the banners on this field out here, one of the reasons you haven't won anything, it's because Cypress seems to take the championship home every other year.
Yeah, Cypress has 9 of those things, and they know how to use their home field advantage. And that's one of the things you talk about, and Ed was mentioning about the old days. Now you're not here playing where there were 4 teams playing in the super regionals, and maybe like before, now one of those teams has a home field advantage and now they get to move on. But again, Cypress, anytime they're in the playoffs and winning situation, they're one of those teams you like to count on to get there.
But when hasn't Cypress played at home in a regional or a super regional?
I don't remember.
They always do. I mean, and they deserve to because they're always one of the top teams.
So Chavez comes up, batting .405 this season, gets jammed on that. Haley Hoffman gets it, turns, goes to first. So Hoffman moving the ball well. Hasn't allowed Bakersfield to turn on the ball or flare it to right field. 4 up, 4 down as Fahey comes to the plate.
Pitcher, number 21, Kylie Fay.
And you look at Kylie when she comes up here batting .333, on base percentage of .450. Flares that off.
And she's a West Coast Conference Pitcher of the Year, also an All-State performer.
Slugging percentage of .471 this season. Hoffman brings it. That one's going to drop, and defensively, once again, you look at Ayala, positioned exactly where you need to be on that. And Corey, that's the thing when we talk about the elite teams, they know not only how to play the game, but the coaches know where to position the players.
Yeah, outside pitch, fastball, performer down the line.
So that brings up Solis to the plate.
And that was good on all levels.
Alexis Solis, .323, .617 slugging percentage for this Renegade team.
First team all WSC.
Hoffman takes it way outside. Munoz backs up at first base. Jesse Gomez goes a little deeper at second. Still Lucero creeps in at third for the Chargers. Hoffman brings it home right up the middle. Haley Hoffman says, not only can I pitch, but I can play defense too. And easily, as she gets herself out of this inning one more time, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Bakersfield, as Hoffman has been perfect for the first 2 innings. It's Cypress College 0, Bakersfield 0 here on Sportsnet USA.net.
Pualoa, Gomez, and McCallum will be the first 3 at bat to face Fahey, and she was 30-6 during the regular season, now 30-7 after yesterday's loss. 31 complete games, tied for 25th in wins for the single season in CCCAA history, was what her 30 wins did. And 18th, in strikeouts in a season. That's a CCCAA record. She was tied for 18th. This season, she was second in strikeouts.
So I've got to ask you, because you've been around the game long enough. I mean, you're a traditional strikeout pitcher, averaging almost 9 a game. Yesterday, you couldn't get a strikeout. Again today, Cypress is putting the bat on the ball. Does that change your philosophy in the circle at all?
Nope.
Pualoa comes up. Fahey brings the first one in for a strike.
Had an RBI last week, go along with 3 hits. 2 runs in the regionals against Southwestern.
0-1 count.
And back to your question, no, it shouldn't affect her and how she's going to pitch. She's still a strikeout pitcher. Now she's going to have to be a little bit more exact.
1-1 count. Fouled away, 1-2. Keani is batting .423, on-base percentage of .456 coming into these 3 days, and a slugging percentage of .608 for the lefty. Tries to take that to left field.
And Ed, with those numbers, you expect a first team all-conference performer, but Orange Empire Conference so strong, she was second team.
7 doubles, 4 triples, 1 home run for the slightly built left-hander. 1-2 pitch. That one fouled away. And Corey, we look at this field. You talked about home field advantage, 207 down the left field line, 209 down the right field line, 220 to dead center. But you find it to be a home field advantage for Cypress.
Yeah, because most fields are 200 across the board. I mean, you add these extra feet, that goes from a home run to long outs many times.
Pualoa takes that one right off the fist. So nobody's really doing anything in this game as you watch Hernandez take that one out.
We mentioned Sydney McCallum is on deck. She had 5 home runs this season. let's say she's at one of those parks that has 200 across the board, she could easily double her home run output.
So she's over at Santiago. You figure she's got at least 10.
Yeah.
Gomez now comes up. Interesting with Gomez yesterday, she would bat truly a switch hitter. She'd start as a left-handed hitter, take the first pitch, and become a right-handed hitter. She did that twice yesterday. Takes that one high.
I haven't seen that in years in softball.
2 times, Ed, she did that yesterday. Just amazed Ryan Osborne. Squares the bunt, takes that one down the middle.
Well, Ryan's young.
That's why he's not here. Too much amazement.
2-1 pitch by Fahey. She brings it right off the middle, doesn't get the call. 2-2, 3-1's the count. 3-1, 1 out.
I think it's got to be a perfect pitch for her to swing.
That one way outside, so Gomez gets on with a base on ball
Now batting number 12.
and brings up the young woman that Mr. Neyland thinks could be doubling in home runs if she was playing anyplace else but here.
Slugging percentage for a career record at Cypress, 738. That's 5th. 3rd in career average at 432.
Last time up, she had a double. Fahey brings it for a strike right down the middle. Solis straight away in left. Alvarez also a little deeper in center. McCallum right off the plate. Foul ball called.
Home plate and her left foot.
But sometimes the fences can be somewhat deceiving. Look at Fullerton College's field. It is not 200 down the line. It is less than 200 down the line. But there are not a lot of home run hitters for the Hornets. At least I don't think so.
Now, Erica Springer, I believe, she had 7 this year.
Yeah, I think people get psyched, at least the teams that come in there get psyched out by the fences and think, oh, we can crush it. Santiago, good example 2 years ago, but it just doesn't happen.
0-2 pitch. Once again, pulled foul. So runner at first, 1 out, no score in this game. That's right, we're at the top of the 3rd. Cypress is the visiting team of this game. Bakersfield is the home team, and Bakersfield needs to win this game. First half, 2 today.
He can't allow McCallum to get under her pitch.
Taking to left field, a solid hit. So she's back-to-back hits. Doubled in the first, singled here in the 3rd.
Now batting number 44, Infinity Laufo.
And that was a good pitch. Considering it was a base hit, McCallum still didn't get under it because as you see at that at-bat, she was pulling everything. So if she was able to get under something, she was going to lift one very, very far in the left field.
Laufo now comes up with runners at first and second, 1 out. Laufo goes to right field. That goes off the glove, and once again, Brad Pickler is going to hold the runner at 3rd. Had to play halfway. It looked like it was going to get caught in right field. Mendoza took a bad angle on the ball.
So it's a hit?
I'm going to call it an error.
Of course you are.
So did the gentleman to your left.
And for those of you who were waiting for it to happen, it's finally happened by the 3rd inning. The guys who never agree on a play. It usually doesn't take till the 3rd inning. I know it's usually, get that done in the bottom of the 1st, but a little bit of a delay today.
Yeah, but did you see yesterday? I didn't hear any disagreements on the air yesterday when we were calling it.
That's true.
That's because Ryan is a follower.
Oh.
No, I just like to make it interesting. No, that wasn't there. It did hit her glove. She took the wrong angle, but still should have caught that ball.
Okay, bases loaded, 1 out. What do you do to assure that you score a run here? Because you need to get on the board and get that psychological edge going. And we saw at Santiago last week. I'm sorry. I don't think that bunt was the best call when you
No.
got a pitcher on the ropes.
I have Gabby Munoz up. I'm hitting away. She's got 38 RBI on the season. She's only struck out 14 times. Yeah, swing away. I mean, she's due.
Now, you do have a left hand. If you can do that drag bunt, then that would be the only kind of bunting I would try here.
Fouls off the first pitch, and boy, she wasn't looking for anything else except maybe that 209 sign in right field.
She's thinking the same thing McCallum did. If I get under it.
Swing away.
Bakersfield brings the infield in. Next pitch is off the plate. So you look at the Renegades. Saldano comes in at third, short. Jimenez halfway. Hernandez halfway at second. Valencia in at first. That one's off the plate, 2-1.
And guys, you see it's interesting the way they're pitching her. They're going to have to come to her because the bases are loaded. Munoz has to be patient for an inside pitch.
That one taking left field. Bad break on the ball. Caught. That's an out. So go back to third, and the runners that should be out at third base.
I thought she tagged.
I didn't think she did. That's an interesting, and both umpires do agree that she left when the ball was caught.
Yeah, it was caught.
So what they're going to claim is that the run will score on a sacrifice fly. And what they're claiming is that the ball was caught by Solis in left field, but the runner at third was still on the bag, Corey, when the ball was caught. Therefore, she was tagging up, and the run does count.
Yeah, because I thought she was on the bag when the ball was caught.
And you had the home plate umpire and the third base umpire who's right behind the bag. The home plate umpire made the initial call, but there was not a dispute from the third base umpire. So Cypress gets on the board on a sacrifice fly. So that brings up Ross. Not really much disagreement from the Bakersfield bench.
Not much, but Erica Chavez, she caught the ball in time, and if she had made or an attempted a tag, she probably would have gotten McCallum out for a double play because McCallum was clearly 2 steps before reaching home plate.
So 2 outs, 1 run in. Ross swings through that one. That's going to make the count 1-2.
And what Fahey does when she comes inside to battle you, she takes something off of that fastball and comes up above the waist.
Cypress looking to add more. Fahey brings it home. That one. And we get interference, and
should be the third out.
Should be the third out of the inning, too. And the infield umpire now he calls interference on the runner, and the runner is out.
Delayed call.
Yeah, and Brad's argument is that at first Brad's conversation was the person who was going after it was actually Fahey, so therefore the second base person is not interfered making a defensive play.
No, the second baseman, Hernandez, was going for that play. Fahey had no business going out for that play as well. So now what does that do to Ross? Ross is out, or does she come up and start the next inning?
Well, Ross would be out, so that's going to be it. But nevertheless, Cypress scores a run. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. As we head to the bottom of the third, it's the Chargers 1, the Renegades nothing. You're watching the CCCAA on Sportsnet USA. .net. And let's go back to that play, Corey, because what it is, it's a little pop fly by Ross. What happens is Hernandez breaks on the ball. Fahey looks like she's going to make the play. And you sort of wonder if Hernandez sees the runner coming and just doesn't step in front of her. Because you know you're going to get the interference call or obstruction by
I
the
would.
umpire. You like the call?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3 is going to right field. They're dropping to 9.
Okay. Number. So we have a substitution for Cypress. Into the ball game for them will be oh, she was already in right field. So never mind.
So Hoffman has the first one foul off. See, and I didn't know if that was going to be a change for Bakersfield when he said it. It's for Bakersfield. So Bakersfield is going to replace the right fielder.
Okay.
We go over at the SID for Cypress. Wes, who's correcting Corey and I. It's always nice to have youth next to us, Corey, to keep us in line. Hoffman has the next one, just turned on a little too quickly. Goes foul, 1 and 2. So Cypress is on the board. This game moving quickly. Hoffman in the circle is pitching well. 3 up and 3 down in the first. 3 up and 3 down in the second. Saldano, 1 and 2 pitch. Takes it to right field. Just a little step backwards, and Puloa just gathers it in for the first out. Hoffman looks like she's been pitching every day.
Sadie Banuelos.
So Buenuelos, who is the DP, should go into right field for Bakersfield. Hoffman brings it off the fifth. That's going to go foul. Bakersfield looking for some sort of offense in this game. Didn't find any yesterday. Needs to find some today if they want to stick around for a third game here against Cypress College. Cypress College looking to move on to the state finals one more time. It's become a tradition here at Cypress. Buenuelos, easy little line drive taken out of the air right there by Jesse Gomez.
Now batting center fielder, number 2, Monica Alvarez.
So Hoffman just cruising along.
Come on, Mel. Start it off, baby. Come on, Mel.
Nice little afternoon. Overcast just a little. Breeze coming in on the infielders. Alvarez comes off, takes the first pitch right on the corner for a strike. So Hoffman, who has found her velocity again, Corey, right now is looking like the veteran pitcher.
Yeah, it's like she's pitching X style,
Next one fouled away.
meaning she's going diagonal. Up high, middle, down low on the inside starting. Up high on the outside, middle, down low on the outside starting.
So she's done her geometry for this game. Next pitch, fouled away.
And when she gets 2 strikes on you, edging just a little bit further outside, a little bit further inside, making you chase.
Two outs, 2 strikes. Hoffman looks, brings it home. That one high and on the outside. Listen to Corey Neyland to get a strikeout. So once again, here in the third, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 3 complete innings of play, it's Cypress 1, the Bakersfield Renegades 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regional here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, if you're looking for perfection, there's no better place to go than Miller Toyota of Anaheim. That's right. You need a new Toyota? Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Need that used Toyota that's cleaned, ready to go, and looks brand new, well, hey, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Or maybe you just own a couple Toyotas and you need new tires, and maybe your oil changed, or just basically spruced up. That's right. Euclid in the 91, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Miller Toyota of Anaheim is a proud sponsor of community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Well, guys, it's once again, Hoffman looks like the veteran in this game. Fahey still looking for a strikeout. And Corey, it's just, we've seen her pitch. I don't know. Is it velocity? What's going on here?
Nothing. I don't think she's pitching a bad game. I mean, she's only given up 2 hits. 1 hard hit, 1 single in the 5-5 hole. She's not pitching bad.
So Ayala will start it off here in the top of the 4th. Cypress holding on to a 1-0 lead against Bakersfield.
And when you look at the earned run average for Cypress, on the season 2.51, you and Ryan are saying, well, that's okay. But again, they're pitching better now in these playoffs.
1 for a strike. 2-1's the count. Off the side of the face, couldn't get it picked up in time. As Saldano has that one eater up right on the corner. And immediately marked up as an error.
Now batting number 22, Destiny Lucero. You know I'm back.
So Destiny Lucero comes up late, and once again, like Ed said yesterday, Bakersfield wasn't sharp. We've seen 2 defensive plays that should have been made. Brad Pickler starts off a runner, no play at second.
Couldn't get a grasp on the ball with Chavez, and she had the time. If it throws down, she's got her.
So Brad now gets timeout. Runner now in scoring position, no outs. Here in the top of the 4th, Cypress up by 1. Cypress, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Bakersfield is yet to get anybody on base in this game, and has had a couple defensive miscues for the Renegades.
Lucero all OEC. Now they're in the dictating mode on what they want to do with no outs and a runner on second base.
Destiny Lucero, 32 RBIs this season, 4 home runs, 10 doubles.
When she was at Cerritos High School, she was a clutch player of the year.
Drops down the bunt on the first baseline. Play there. Nice play over at first base because the ball is thrown into McKenna Valencia's catching path, Corey. She snags it out of the air to get the runner at first.
Yeah, and Lucero took an inside path to the base. And explain that, Mark. You have the baseline running to first base. She was well inside. Could they have called runner interference on that one as well?
They could. Yeah, you have an alley that is actually chalked out for the run down to first base. You're supposed to say in that alley is a runner. Runner at third now. Scoring position with 1 out as Harris comes to the plate.
She went 3 for 3 yesterday.
Harris had a good game yesterday. Next pitch, popped up. Fahey's got it right at home plate. So the pitchers have demonstrated their defensive savvy on the infield today. Both Haley Hoffman and Fahey have played from the circle well defensively.
Yeah, and you talk about Fahey and how she's pitching. That was a perfect pitch. It started off belt high, but it's a subtle rise pitch as it came up over the number.
Boloa now comes up, takes the pitch, just low and away.
And that was a big out for her, Corey. Big out for Bakersfield.
Now they can relax a little.
Next pitch called a strike, just on the inner part of the plate. 1-1's the count.
And meaning relax and to concentrate on that third out.
Solis comes in a couple steps in left field for the Renegades. Taken right there. Bobble, throw to first. Not in time. Another error by Bakersfield.
And that is definitely an error on Hernandez. I mean, you got to come up with that. Fahey did a great job of getting the second out. All you have to worry about is getting the runner at first base on a ground ball. And that's the difference, 3 errors and 2 runs. And that's the difference of getting 2 championship games.
Ed, we saw this yesterday with Bakersfield. I mean, the same sort of play that you just saw right there, and you sort of wonder, is it nerves? Is it it's Cypress? We have to press or what?
Unknown, but not what you want to be happening.
So 2 runs, both unearned. 2 hits, 3 errors.
Bakersfield digging a hole for themselves as Gomez comes to the plate. Fahey down the middle for a strike. And Corey, it starts to get in your head too if you're a defensive player.
Yeah, it does. And more so, it starts to get in the head of the pitcher. I'm not going to be able to trust my defense as much as I'd like.
Next one, across the third, in time, but not before another run gets on the plate. 1 run on no hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, it's Cypress 2, the Renegades 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regionals on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland, the Buddha Babel, Mark Pavlovich, Gabby Neyland with the speed gun sitting behind me. Is she running the gun or?
Nah, gun's off.
Gun's off. Gabby's actually dreaming about the El Camino Santiago game.
And you didn't mention Mike and Carlos.
That's right, running the cameras for us, Mike and Carlos. 2 new people here on sports@usa.net, so that's why you're getting the wonderful pictures. That's right, you're getting that home plate, watching the batter. You're getting the plate shot from third base side. And we've also got the camera over the first base side. We got multiple camera shoot going on today here on sportsnet.usa.net.
Happens once in a while, yeah.
We are the all-star.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th for the Renegades, number 4, Jordan Jimenez.
So we go to the top of the order. 1 time through for Hoffman. Bakersfield looking for something. The outfield sneaks in a little for Cypress. Ayala in left. Harris in center. Puloa in right. First pitch fouled off.
Last week in the regionals, she went 0 for 6, but scored twice and walked twice.
On base percentage, like Mark likes to say.
She was first team all West Coast or Western State.
This one's going to take the easy little hop flip over to first base. And once again, quick hands by Gomez over at second to get her out. Lets the ball hit the ground, quickly picks it up for the first out of the 4th inning.
And I'm not even going to credit her hands, Ed. I'm going to credit her mind, quick thinking, because she couldn't reach it on the dive. And luckily that didn't spin back.
So Hernandez comes up and fouls off the first pitch.
Speaking of El Camino and Santiago Canyon, bottom of the 3rd, El Camino 1, Santiago Canyon nothing.
If you just joined us, it's 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Next one fouled away. Renegades looking for offense from anyone. Might even be looking over here at Ed Ford and Corey Neyland saying, hey, give me a little help.
They're out of luck then.
Hernandez, 0-2 count. Hoffman brings it home. That one fouled away.
Do we get a pinch runner?
You do. You can get that designated runner.
No, from home plate.
Oh, okay. You're going to have him stand right there as like T-ball?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Up north, Ohlone, 5-0 over Reedley in the top of the 4th.
They lost their first game yesterday, though, right?
Yep.
Looks like those Renegades got some offense.
Next one slapped down the line. Nice turnout from the Bakersfield fans. Trying to get their team a little hyped up. hoping they get game number 3 today. Hoffman brings it home, goes high, does a little fishing, nobody bites. 1-2 count.
Because that was a great rise pitch. And guys, so the 3 SIDs were working over here at Cypress, El Camino, and Reedley and Ohlone. Only 3 working right now during these games.
Next pitch, slap down the line, that's foul.
Because bottom of the 4th, it says Cypress 2, Bakersfield nothing.
So Hernandez batted .319 coming into the series. 1-2 count. That one flared. That's going to be an easy out. As once again you look at where Ayala is positioned, Corey, she's right in the right place defensively every time a ball's hit the left field.
I say that kind of in jest about the SIDs. They work hard and do, well, pretty much everything at the community college level.
Kenna Valencia comes up now. Takes that one off the plate.
Well, unfortunately, some of the schools don't have SIDs, so
Yeah.
there's nobody out there to really work the game.
Hoffman brings it, going back up the middle. McCallum stumbles but recovers and makes the play. So here in the 4th, well, it's a theme that's just carrying its way through this game. 3 up and 3 down for the Renegades. They're moving right along, to say it the least. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody could be left on base. As we head to the top of the 5th, it's Cypress 2, Bakersfield 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regional on Sportsnet. USA.net. Corey Neyland, Ed Ford.
And since I got you guys on the air, we were talking about players of the year. And now, did you do yours for the Southern SoCal?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
No, I was looking at people that were established. Maybe people that made it into the Hall of Fame that might have a team into the playoffs right now. I mean, like one of the teams in the playoffs that you like, Palomar. Did you know that Mark Eldridge, who began his career at Palomar College in 1977 as a football coach, took over the softball program in '79 when it was a club team at Palomar? Eldridge spent 2 stints as the Palomar head coach, 78 to 2006, 2009 to 2010. His career, 1,083 wins, 304 losses, 3 state titles, 5 state runner-ups. So we've got a lot of tradition with teams that are currently in the playoffs. Corey Neyland's going to talk about some of the players, though, that he thinks maybe should have got a little more noticing than they did during this year in the community college area of softball. Cypress up by 2 in this game. Sydney McCallum seems like she's coming up every inning, doesn't it?
Pretty much.
Has a double and a single in this game so far. Turns on that one, takes it foul.
So Cypress 2 hits, McCallum 2 hits.
That's right. We're moving along. It's the top of the 5th in this game. Chargers up by 2. If that's how this ends, they move on. Deep fly ball, heading back. Is it? Taken out of the ballpark. Sydney McCallum drives in that one. Corey Neyland, 3 hits for Cypress. They all belong to her.
And she got under her pitch. Mark, we said it last at bat. If she's going to get under a pitch from Fahey, she's going to drive it a long, long way. Over the left center field line, or over the left center field wall, that's 210 feet away. And it carried just enough. I mean, it was crushed in the left field. And that's her 6th home run of the season.
So the Chargers put up a picket fence in the 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. It's the Chargers 3, the Renegades 0.
It's impressive.
Yeah, when you think about it today, she's got a double, a single, and a home run.
And you talk about a future Hall of Famer. She is going to be a future Hall of Famer in the Cypress College records.
That one's turned on. So we're looking to see if our cameraman is down. Well, the camera's still there, but it's not moving. No, that's okay. We'll send Corey Neyland down there in between innings. Next one outside. So 3 runs on 3 hits for the Chargers. All 3 hits belonging to Sydney McCallum. A double in the first, a single in the third, and a home run in the 5th.
I think that's Ed Ford.
Was that Ed's
I
card?
think so.
I'll be heading to the body shop at Miller's Twitter now.
Next one's outside, 3-2.
And with a home run like that, Infinity is up, and you know she's looking to crush it. I mean, if she gets one more middle in, or even the outside part of the plate.
3-2 pitch. That's off the plate, so she gets that free pass over to first base.
And that, guys, that bat, it changed once she got it turned on that line drive foul. The next 4 pitches, outside, way outside, outside, and further outside.
So Munoz comes up. Flight out to center, flight out to left. But her second time up, she gets a sacrifice fly with an RBI. So she's got one of the 3 RBIs in this game. Turns on that one. Nice little drag pickup by Valencia over at first. So the runner advances.
Now batting number 5, Kelly Ross.
So Ross comes to the plate. Ross had an excellent game yesterday at the plate also for these Chargers who just seem to, I know we talk about their seasons undefeated like Ed Ford would say, and Ed, we talk about this in between innings, guys. I mean, you know, 7 losses, we think they had a bad season.
That's normal. I mean, you look at Mount Sac, who had 6 losses a season, 3 losses to Palomar. But again, that's normal with the type of competition. Last year was just exceptional.
Next pitch is just high. Ross says it grazed her arm. Does get a call. Corey Neyland says it grazed the uniform. If you're a Charger right now, you say, no, don't give me the free base. I want to hit. Next one's off the plate. So quickly, 3-0 is the count. We're going to get timeout. A little conversation going on here. Okay, so Bakersfield and Cypress played early in the year, run rule game. Yesterday, Cypress dominates Bakersfield. And now today, Corey, it just looks like Cypress is in control of this game.
Yeah, they are in control because they're playing at their level. They're not making any mistakes. Really, 2 unearned runs have been given up by Bakersfield, and that's the difference. I mean, if they play better defense, they're still in this game. We're down 1-0.
Well, they're still in the game, and this is, I think, one of those spots where they really have to bear down and make sure that Cypress doesn't score another run. Because you're down 3-1, 3-0. Bakersfield has some offense. Of course, it's got to come alive, but you don't want to let another run come in and then another run, and then it's 5-0. Then it's going to be a real mountain to climb.
3-0 count. That one down Broadway for a strike.
And that really showed yesterday in the first game between Mount Sac and Canyons. Mount Sac won that game 5-4.
Next pitch. Taken out there easily. Late break on the ball and just grabbed out of the air. And it looked like a double play. Corey Neyland calls it a double play on that. The umpire does not give it that call. Corey, you thought the runner was out at second base.
Oh, yeah, she was out.
Now batting number 15.
Okay, I'm going to take your spot.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, I thought she was out, Ed. That hand didn't get back soon enough. And that's one of those small breaks that you'll take advantage of, and that's one of the small breaks Bakersfield can't let Cypress take advantage of. They have to close the door here.
Next pitch is for a strike as Ayala comes up. And once again, Corey, when you looked at Monica Alvarez, the center fielder got absolutely no jump on the ball. She was not going to make the play.
And really credit Jordan Jimenez for making that play, because you see why she's a first teamer, because she called her off. She realized Alvarez wasn't going to make that catch and showed tremendous range.
Next pitch, Ayala. Ayala, easy little ground ball over to first and gets out of it. But Cypress picks up on one more on a monstrous drive by McCallum, the left center field, to get that third run on the board. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. As we head to the bottom of 5, it's now Bakersfield trailing Cypress 3-0 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey, you know, you looked at some of the players all year long, and we had talked about maybe if there was going to be another game, some of the players that might have got ignored, or maybe some of the players that aren't talked about enough. And you made a list, and you've got some people that you've picked out already that you think should get a little more praise.
Well, maybe not a little more praise, but we just went over Conference Players of the Year and didn't go with the normal Conference Players of the Year, the teams that were first place or second place, except for the OEC. I had McCallum at Cypress as the Players of the Year, Sarah Fisher at Pacific Coast, at Palomar. But Monet Manning out of the South Coast Conference North out of East LA, at 10 home runs, 39 RBIs, batted .517 for a team that came in 4th place and weren't going to make the playoffs. I picked her as Player of the Year. Diamond Lewis at El Camino, easy choice. But Rebecca Gomez out of LA Valley, they did not have the best season. Yet I would choose her for Player of the Year. 16 home runs, 69 RBIs, and she batted .569. She arguably could have been the SoCal Player of the Year if their team had done a little better. And out of Bakersfield Conference, I had Alan Hancock, who barely missed the playoffs, Bailey Killo as Player of the Year.
So Chavez comes up against Haley Hoffman. Bakersfield still looking for their first base runner of this game as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Hoffman brings it home. Will throw over to first base, and Hoffman just continues with some nice play behind her. Lucero at third makes the play on that.
And she's not over pitching. But what I really liked at Mark and Ed was up north, because you had some players who were, you know, if you go to San Mateo, those players are going to be Player of the Year.
Fahey turns on it. Quickly goes to Jesse Gomez, who says thank you. That was easy. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
But Allie Steins was a Player of the Year up north. Her teammate Lauren Kirk, I would have chosen her as Player of the Year because of what she did in the circle as well as at the plate. Because in the circle, Emily Mitchell was a Pitcher of the Year.
First pitch to Solis is a ball high.
And really, those probably were the 3 most important players up north this season.
So Hoffman, she had to let anybody get on base for the Renegades. That one's fouled away.
And Mark, not that you're swinging for the fences in this situation. Everybody's, you know, get base hits, get runners on base. But in a situation like this, when you're down and you got down yesterday, an extra base hit would really put a boost in the Renegades right now.
1-1. That one's taken inside. 2-1's the count. Hoffman just strolling in the park before Mother's Day. Bakersfield looking for a free brunch. Takes that one on the outside.
No such thing, Mark. Double price on Mother's Day, especially Mother's Day weekend. Double price on Saturday, triple the price on Sunday.
This one fouled away. Well, we know Mother's Day is going to be peanut butter and grape jelly for Corey Neyland. You notice, see how I made it grape jelly?
Thank you. The only type of jelly there is.
3-2 pitch. Fouled away.
Hey, make your adjustments. Make your adjustments now.
Hoffman being very conservative in her pitch count in this game.
And she's setting up for a pitch here. You saw those last 2 pitches come high. She's setting her up on a 3-2 count.
3-2 from the circle. Strike 3. Well, I guess if you're going to do something traditional, you might as well keep it up all the way. 3 up and 3 down here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. As we head to the top of the 6th, it's been all Cypress. It's Cypress 3, Bakersfield 0. You're watching the CCCAA on SportsNetUSA.net.
And that's why you like to see teams that play well at a high level when stakes are high, like the Chargers do. The count ran full, but Haley Hoffman's pitching so well, she knew 3 pitches before what her strikeout pitch was going to be.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn to Ed Ford for just a second, Ed, because we talked about Southern California, but you follow a lot of Northern California. So, I mean, the teams that we've talked about down here, we know who to watch. Who should we be watching in that Northern California debacle?
Well, I wouldn't call it debacle, but we should be watching. One of my favorites is Sierra, even though they weren't the top-ranked team. Obviously, San Mateo. And I kind of like Reedley, too, see if they can get past Ohlone. And if you noticed yesterday, Sac City came out big against San Mateo, got a 7-0 lead, or at least a 6-0 lead, and then San Mateo came back and hammered them into the ground. But it was a close game, 9-7, but that shows what that team can do.
Lucero's up.
Yeah,
I'll correct myself. I think they got out to a 5-0 lead.
Yeah.
Scored 4 runs in the 3rd and then 1 run in the 4th or something like that.
Yeah, they beat Feather River, the 2nd seed up north. And I like that Sierra team. They won yesterday.
So is Reedley the surprise team, though?
Yeah, they're the only upset team in the thing.
Next pitch down and away.
They took out click.
Feather River. No, Sacramento City beat Feather River.
1-1 count down and away.
They took out Monterey Peninsula. They beat the Lobos. And then I guess you could say Antelope Valley is another
Surprise team.
Surpriser, but Reedley was 13th seed, so they're the whatever you want to say, lowest seed.
That one just taken off the fist, taken by Jimenez.
And what about San Jose?
San Jose was ranked higher than Reedley.
Okay.
San Jose was ranked 9th. No, they might have even been. Yeah, they were ranked seeded 9th, I believe, and San Joaquin Delta, who they're playing right now, is seeded 8th. So you have 8 against 9.
So that's going to bring up Harris, takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
So Reedley and Ohlone are going to at least play 3 games because I'm not sure if Reedley's going to come back in this first game down 5-0.
Next pitch, that's high and away for a ball. 2-0's the count to Harris. Cypress 3, Bakersfield looking for a runner. Looking for someone. That one down the middle taken for a strike.
And I agree, Ed, it's not a debacle up north, but kind of close. I mean, down here, down south, top 8 in the RPI, yeah, they're still in there. But the top 8 up north, well, the Sequoias was ranked 15th in the RPI, and they're still in it. You had a 12, 11, 8, and a 7.
Yeah, and I look at the RPI, and you realize the RPI would say that most of the northern teams couldn't play with the southern teams, RPI-wise. That one's down for a ball.
Now,
That's why I don't trust it.
On your RPI list from up north, where do you have Solano? Where did they put Solano? Because I know that Solano was fairly high in RPI.
Solano was 13th.
Okay, if
Yeah.
they're 13th in RPI, then why would you see them 16th? I think that RPI rating for Solano is way off.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because
way
their
off.
Bay Valley League they were three
Yeah.
teams in the Bay
Yeah,
Valley.
and you get to play Yuba like 6 times.
Yeah, their total record was 19 and 17.
Yeah, Yuba only won. I think Yuba won like what, 3 games, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get on Yuba, but it's and I believe Solano belongs in the playoffs. They won the conference, but their RPI is ridiculously high. If it was that good, then seed them 13th.
Pualoa comes to the plate, flied out to second, then got on an error her last 2 times up. Cypress once again has a runner on. They're up 3-0 over the Renegades. We're here in the top of the 6th. That one fouled away. And of course, you don't like RPI. I do like RPI. The only thing I don't like about RPI is that you get rewarded no matter for who you play. Doesn't matter if you win or lose.
Yeah.
You played somebody tough.
Yeah, you lose 10-1, you play somebody tough, you get a high RPI.
Yeah, and that's the downside. I think that should be changed for an RPI. I think your RPI is you should get rewarded for winning.
Yeah, you take a look at San Diego Mesa, who didn't get the playoffs.
Next one fouled away.
But they arguably, you know, I'll make the argument that they should have been in there above Long Beach and maybe Fullerton.
Let me get out of the way.
No, I'm not going to argue with you whatsoever. I would have put San Diego Mesa in there. They had some key wins at the end of the year. They beat Imperial Valley when they needed to.
Pualoa takes it, knocked down. It's going to be up the middle. Should have been a base hit. You're going to give that a hit, even though Jordan Jimenez lays out. That would have been a spectacular defensive play on her part. I still don't think she'd have gotten anybody at second base, and she would not have gotten the runner at first base, even if she fields that cleanly. Corey Neyland finally agrees with me on one. But I don't think the SID for...
Yeah, gave her a hit.
Gave her a hit?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
He called it before you did.
That's because he's younger than me. His mind works quicker.
First rule of comedy, never state the obvious.
Oh.
Of course he's younger.
Well, as I look around
you
here.
Multiply his age, and by 10, and the 3 of us would still be older.
Pretty much.
It's sort of like RPI. It's deceptive.
Well, this is a situation where Bakersfield really needs to bear down. You can't let Cypress put some more runs on the board. You've only got 1 out in this situation, so you got to get the second out here and not let any of the no advancement by the runners.
Cypress side, 4 for number 9.
So we're getting a pinch hitter.
Batting for your Chargers, number 4, Celeste Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is now coming up. She's going to replace Gomez. So Rodriguez comes to the plate. Gomez will take a seat. And Corey, here's the thing. You need to get Gomez to give you an easy out because look who's on deck.
Yeah, you
Sydney McCallum. Rodriguez fouls off the next one. So Rodriguez now in the game for Gomez. Here in the top of the 6th.
And you talk about no strikeouts. This is where you want the strikeout. Get this batter on a strikeout.
0-2 count. Off the plate. The depth of this Cypress team, once again, Brad Pickler gets some wonderful ball players, but he does take his team and shape it into his image. Fouled away. And when people would say to him, Mark, what are you talking about? I mean, he likes to run as a manager. He likes solid pitching in the circle, which he normally gets. Good defense. This year, not as good as in the past. High and away on the next one. And he brings that total tradition of making it in the playoffs and doing very well each year he gets there. 2-2 count, 1 out. Next one, fouled away.
tough situation for a pinch hitter to be coming into in a game like this. This is a big playoff game. You haven't started, and you need to come off the bench and produce something here. You can't strike out. You need to advance the runner.
Rodriguez, 2-2 count to her. Fouls that one away. This is what I like about Pickler, though, Corey. He doesn't hesitate to try to get everybody involved. So you feel like you're part of the team. You're not just on the bench watching all the time. Haley Hoffman, who comes in today, pitching well for the Chargers. Next pitch, off speed, fouled away.
And you got to be careful now if you're Fahey. That's a strikeout pitch that she came outside. Off-speed pitch down the middle of the plate. That strikeout pitch you expect to be swinging and missing. That one she got a bat on it.
Good battle between Fahey and Rodriguez here.
2-2 count. One out. Runner at first and second. Next one, fouled away. That's now 9 pitches.
And I don't think he can go off speed again.
The screen didn't work on that one. Out into the street.
Project managers, what do they know? High and away, 3-2. Start your runners?
I don't know, but you talk
Yes.
about drama.
Corey Neyland's going to send his runners. Brad Pickler backs up just a little. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Bases are loaded for Corey Neyland's co-player of the year.
And a quality at bat by Rodriguez. Comes in off the bench, works the count, fouls him off, fouls him off, fouls him off. Fahey throws her, the knockout pitch. She manages to get a stick on that one, and now you got the bases loaded for the Chargers.
That one on the outside. Little extra on the ball by Fahey. Chargers 3, Renegades 0. Top of the 6th. Bases are juiced. McCallum at the plate. Swings through that one. Corey Neyland, I think she left her shoes in the batter's box.
Yeah, she did, and that was a better pitch by Fahey because I started out on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Then it moved, just tailed that little bit.
0-2 pitch. A little further outside. 0-2, still the count. Bases loaded. 3-0 Chargers. Top of the 6th. Time is running out on the Renegades. The pitch. Line drive in left field. It's going to drop, go all the way to the wall. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Brad Pickler holds him up, and Sydney McCallum is just in a parade of her own in today's game.
2 doubles, a single, and a home run for McCallum today.
Now batting number 44, Infinity Laufo.
So McCallum has been displaying her offense, and I tell you what, this Cypress machine is warming up at the right time, guys. If you're a softball fan for Cypress, you love what they're doing. It's 5-0 now here. Next one, Laufo turns foul.
And Mark, that's one of the advantages that Cypress has. They have 2 pitchers. You can go to Haley Hoffman for a game. Bakersfield may not have that.
Laufo takes it back up the middle. 1 more run comes in. Brad Pickler says to McCallum, just take it easy going home as she glides in as Laufo gets a couple RBIs. So another hit as 4 runs come in this inning. Four runs, couple base hits, 3 base hits.
Going to get a pinch runner. And that'll be Rebecca Espinoza who'll be running.
Rebecca
Yeah, it took me a
Espinoza.
while to change the score there. I got mixed up.
And now batting is number 6.
And really, I mean,
Munoz.
both of you have been around Cypress enough. I mean, they're cruising at the right time.
Yeah, they're hitting their stride. I mean, that game against El Camino, which they lost if we were here,
Munoz takes that on the outside for a strike.
was really a game that El Camino needed to win before they got into the playoffs. Cypress was just trying to play out the regular season and get to the playoffs.
Next pitch, high and away. Runner goes. Throw to second base, not in time, so it was stolen base.
Yeah, because at that time, Cypress had already clinched the Orange Empire Conference before that game. So they didn't need it for that. They didn't need it for the ranking. They weren't going to be ranked above Palomar, so it was, it was already set.
Pitch down and away.
Yeah, no matter what, they were going to get the home field in the Super Regionals with the first 4 getting those.
2-1. So the count was wrong up on the board. It was 2-1. Now it goes to, so you get a walk for that.
3-1. And like Ed said, when you don't have 2 pitchers, Fahey with these 6 hits, just trying to get out of this inning. And you probably won't see her the next inning unless they were warming up a pitcher, Coach Goodman.
And remember yesterday, Corey, in the San Mateo game that we were talking about with Sac City, they had 2 starters and both have won 15 games. Well, they came out and Sac City jumped all over their freshman pitcher, and they had to not go according to plan and bring in their second starter. So it does help to have those 2 starters, as Brad has had that for the last at least 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned San Mateo. That was Kirk and Emily McAdams, who Kirk won 14 games, went 14-1, and McAdams went 12-2. So that's one of those things where that's a very big luxury with earned run average 174 and 149.
Well, that makes you look down here at the South, guys, because El Camino doesn't have that. Santiago doesn't have that. Cypress does. I haven't really know that much if Mount Sac's got a couple pitchers or not, or just one. I think they've got just one big starter on their team. So you've got to then all of a sudden, if you're going to start ranking the South, you got to put Cypress as the #1 team because of depth in pitching. No?
Palomar's the #1 team in the South.
But they've got the one pitcher.
They've got 2 pitchers.
Oh, they do have 2 pitchers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And their total ERA is just...
Yeah, ridiculous. I mean, and really, Alicia Garcia's ERA is .64. So pinch runner at first base. That's going to be Alexis Riviera. Yeah, 0.64 earned run average, and the other pitcher is under 2 for Palomar. Yeah. Plus, they have Sarah Fisher at the plate. They're definitely the #1 team this year.
And those games are going to get played at Mount Sac and Cypress, as that one is skied down the left field line. That's going to be out of play. That's out of play. It's at Mount Sac and Citrus, right, Ed?
Yeah.
So Mount Sac could have home field advantage here in the South.
Yeah, and that's where you get to a toss-up between who's second and third, Cypress or Mount Sac.
Right now, it's been all Cypress in this game. That went just inside, almost jams Ross. Ross gets the call in her favor.
These things are a little tough, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. That's why they fly around here at Cypress. They refuse to lose. Fahey brings it home. That one turned on. That's going to be foul. 1 and 2. Okay, so you guys have Palomar as the #1 if they move on, which we think they will. Cypress will be the #2 going down here. Ed's got San Mateo as being the #1 if they move on in Northern California, right? You got San Mateo as #1? Next pitch fouled away.
That's what they will get the ranking
Okay.
Yeah, because it's still going to be Palomar 1, Mount Sac 2, Cypress 3 as it was rated. And depending if Santiago wins today, they'll be 4th, or El Camino will be 4th.
Fahey brings it. That one's just popped up. Fahey goes into the circle. They call it infield fly rule on that one for the second out.
Yeah, you know, one of those Bill Russell 70, what was that, 78 World Series plays going on?
You mean drop the ball right there and get the runner at home, get the runner at third?
Jackson hip play.
Yeah, scoring update into the 5th. El Camino 1, Santiago nothing. Top 7, Ohlone 5, Reedley nothing.
Fahey brings it. Ball's turned on. Foul, Ayala.
Both those games look like they're going to a 3-game set.
Well, Fahey is just one strike away here from ending the damage here and still giving Bakersfield a chance and not getting the run rule.
Next pitch. Popped up, comes back towards me. Oh, if there wasn't a screen, I'd have made that Willie Mays basket catch for all of you to applaud.
If there wasn't a screen, the catcher would have bowled us both over. Would have been the Pete Rose and Ray Fosse play at home plate in All-Star game.
And I'd still be laying there. 0-2. Go the other direction with that.
Mark would have perfected the reverse cat pose.
That's it.
And it wouldn't been any problem. My shoulder's already bad, so my career has been over for a long time.
And we already know where my back's at, so that would really help me. 0-2 count. Cypress 7. The Renegade 0. Here in the top of the 6th. Fahey brings it. Fouled it back. Going to drop in no man's land. So Cypress has found their offense in these 2 games. And Bakersfield once again trying to find that road to a state championship here in the field of softball. Next one, fouled off.
And
Corey, one of the things, this is what Cypress has done yesterday and today. Multiple swings in all their at-bats.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, you exactly said wasn't here yesterday, but this has been the 3rd or 4th at-bat that they've had at least 7 pitches seen and at least 5 swings at each.
You know, no matter how good you are as a pitcher, you're doing this, you're just getting worn out. Next pitch, inside for a ball. 1-2. 7 runs, 6 hits for Cypress. Of course, most of those hits belonging to Sidney McCallum. Most of those runs belonging to Sidney McCallum. No errors. 3 big errors by Bakersfield in this game. Off speed for a ball.
Whoa.
And Fahey just basically, you could read her lips. She goes, my goodness.
Leads to the letters, right?
That's what it's supposed to be, yeah. 3-2, take it back up the middle. So the 8th run will come aboard.
That's game.
And that's game. That should be the run rule. No, it should, no, because they're home team.
They're home team.
That's right.
Bakersfield's home team, so there's no run rule. They started walking off.
Because they're used to being the home team, and I'm used to them being the home team.
They both umpires had it as a run rule.
They did. The home plate umpire signaled run rule. That's why Ed Ford said it was a run rule, because he signaled it as a run rule. Victory.
Not paying attention, Blue.
And so Bakersfield's coming out saying the runners should not advance because the Cypress runners advanced. You got the 8th run in, but the 2 other runners advanced because the home plate umpire signaled a run rule, took the book out to call it. The 2 runners advanced for Cypress. They should go back to their original stations because of a mistake by the umpires in this game.
Yes, probably, but they probably would have advanced anyway.
Yeah, but what you had is you had the Bakersfield players walking off the field because of the umpires doing that.
Well, send them back and to be careful here that we don't get tossed.
Well, the Bakersfield coaches are arguing what you and I think is the right call, Corey.
Yeah, they should bring the runners back to first and second because the official umpires already called.
Okay, so we have a pinch hitter coming in. Cypress is now batted around in this inning. It's 8-0. Now, most of you at home would say, wait a minute, there's a run rule implied. Realize that Bakersfield is the home team. If Bakersfield does not score in the bottom of the 6th, then the run rule goes into effect.
Yes.
Watch out, ladies, they'll run on you.
But even though the decision being disputed by Bakersfield, the run still scored.
Yes,
Yeah.
for the 8th run counts. The only
the only thing is that they would rather see the runners at first and second instead of second and third, but Bakersfield still would be down 8 runs.
yes.
Yeah, and you know, I know this is the super regionals.
Who do you have? 10 for 22?
Yes,
Is that what you have left?
yes.
That's Mercedes Orozco for Cypress is batting.
So Lucero, she's batting for Lucero.
And here's when I used to coach basketball and baseball. Here's where I say to my team, guys, girls, I know we're down. Don't stop believing, but I'm getting kicked out.
Here's my problem. How come when I sit with Corey Neyland, they always think we're the official scorekeepers? Wes is sitting there, and they come walking over to Corey like, is this what you got?
It's the gray hair.
It must be. It's because we got 140 years and we're explaining the rules? Is that what it is? Next pitch. Down and away. So the runners are given second and third.
And that base hit came on a controversial non-called strike.
Yes. That one, take it back up the middle. Throw over to first base in time. So that brings us to the end of the top of the 6th, but not before the Chargers get 5 big runs in this inning. 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. As we head to the bottom of 6, it's Cypress 8, the Renegades 0. You're watching the CCCAA Super Regionals on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford, Corey Neyland. I'm Mark Pavlovich, Gabby Neyland. Behind us, go ahead, Ed, because I knew you were going to say something.
I was going to say, he said 140 years.
140.
I like how you shaved some age off.
Yeah,
one
you
of us,
did.
but as long as I don't have to restart my mortgage on my house, and it goes back to 0. But thank you for making me.
I was making myself younger too, so you know.
That's good.
I don't have any of that gray hair stuff that Corey's got. Of course, I don't have any hair, but
There you
that's the
go.
problem.
So Cypress 8-0 here at the bottom of the 6th. That score is updated. El Camino still 1, Santiago 0, bottom of the 6th inning. And the
Okay.
other score, Aloni 7 now, Reedley nothing, so that's going 3.
Do you believe in jinxes?
No.
Do you believe in jinxes?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. So I could be cursed if I watch what I'm saying here in the bottom of the 6th. Huh?
Okay, re-enter on Cypress side, re-enter number 6, re-enter 22, and re-enter number 9.
Okay. So Cypress putting out the defense to possibly secure a victory for Haley Hoffman.
I figured out it's the headsets.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I just figured that they thought Wes was one of our love childs that we just brought to the game. I'm not saying which one of us he would belong to.
Well, if it was his choice, I think it would be neither.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Bakersfield can do here. They need at least 1 run to keep from the run rule actually happening this time.
Hoffman. Back to Hoffman. 1 pitch, 1 out. Haley Hoffman doing
Something
what she
special.
needs to do. Has something very special going on here in the bottom of the 6th if you've been following this entire game. To Lucero. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And Corey, that special event could take place on this next batter. No runs, no hits, no errors for Cypress. Nobody has been on base yet for the Renegades from Bakersfield. I'm coming close, aren't I? Yeah, Corey's going, you gonna jinx it yet, aren't you? 22.
So we've got Priscilla Leos, the sophomore,
So
comes in.
Leos in the game now.
out of Foothill High School in Bakersfield.
Batting for Alvarez. Will it be a magical game? Swung and missed. Cypress 8. Bakersfield 0. Bottom of the 6th. Next pitch, down in the dirt. No runs, no hits, 3 errors for Bakersfield. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Cypress. Haley Hoffman in the circle for the Cypress Chargers. 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Corey Neyland, Ed Ford, Gabby Neyland behind me. Cypress looking to move on. They won yesterday. 2-1. McCallum to first. It's a perfect game for Haley Hoffman. No runs, no hits, no errors, no walks, and nobody left on base as Hoffman throws a perfect game against the Bakersfield Renegades. 6 perfect innings from the circle for Hoffman. Corey, an outstanding game by Haley Hoffman in the circle for the Cypress team.
I mean, that's what they've been wanting for Haley Hoffman all season long. She's getting into her groove. And again, Mark, a perfect game. And there was really no one to even threaten to reach first base for Bakersfield today.
Ed, you looked at Hoffman, somebody who hasn't been used much by Cypress. Davalos looked good yesterday. Haley Hoffman, dynamic to say the least for Cypress Chargers. Do you change any of your choices? You've always been a big Palomar fan. My team just bit the dust. I had Bakersfield making it to the state championship. Both of you had heard me talk about this. I love this Bakersfield team. They've just sort of disappeared.
Yeah, because when you look at Bakersfield, I thought they were going to be one of my surprise teams as well. They're a team that Coach Goodman even said that we're building our tradition back up. So they made the playoffs this year. I think the future is bright for the Renegades. I really do. And Cypress, you got to love Cypress. After what we've seen here today, I would leap them over Mount Sac, who would be ranked number 2. Mount Sac is a good team. I don't think they're as good as the last year's team myself. But Palomar is still the team to beat from the South. And I think Palomar is a team to beat in the state. I think you're going to see a surprise from the North.
Well, if Cypress gets out, we know who's going to walk away with it because they run-ruled Bakersfield twice. They played them 3 times. They run-ruled it. Well, they actually did. They run-ruled them twice out of the 3 games. They won all 3 games. So their RPI just keeps going up if you're a Cypress fan. If Bakersfield, I like Bakersfield. I love their coaching staff. I think I agree with you, Corey Neyland. I think there's a future there. Santiago will do well. I'm with you guys. El Camino, I don't know how they do it. I don't even know how they're there, but they're there. And Palomar, you keep telling me they got the real deal in their pitching staff. We'll see what happens here in the South.
Watch for Bakersfield in the next year or two, because one of those dominant pitchers from the Bakersfield area or that area up there, Kern County, whatever, you're going to see them that doesn't go to that 4-year university. They're going to come to Bakersfield, and they're going to propel them to where they want to go.
Hey, make sure you stick around and watch what we may say on Twitter or go to sports@usa.net because, like I said, Ed Ford will rank the teams on a weekly basis and let you know what's going on for community college softball. For us today, Ed, well, it's been all Cypress. It was Cypress all weekend. They won yesterday, and, of course, Haley Hoffman, perfection be mine, exactly that. Sydney McCallum, well, I just put icing on the cake, let me tell you. For Ed Ford, for Corey Neyland, for Mike and Mike and Mike and Mike and Ryan and Ryan and Ryan and Ryan and Carlos. Oh, that's right. I forgot the golfer, the shooter, the cinematographer, Carlos to our right. We want to thank those gentlemen for being out here. For everybody here at Cypress College, thank you once again for letting us feel so welcomed here on sports@usa.net. Santiago Canyon, thank you and good luck as your season goes along. Cypress, we wish you the best. For everybody on the community college level, well, if it comes down to women's sports, you'll find them always here on sports@usa.net. Hey, softball comes to an end for us, but Golden West College football and Fullerton College football isn't far around the corner. Make sure you stick with us next year here on sportsnet.usa.net.